The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. George Bernard Shaw, July 26, 1856, November 2, 1950. Known at his insistence as Bernard Shaw, was an Irish playwright, critic, polemicist, and political activist. His influence on Western theater, culture, and politics extended from the 1880s to his death and beyond. He wrote more than 60 plays, including major works such as Man and Superman, 1902, Pygmalion, 1913, and Saint Joan, 1923, with a range incorporating both contemporary satire and historical allegory. Shaw became the leading dramatist of his generation, and in 1925 was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. The liar's punishment is, not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. If you have an apple and I have an apple, and we exchange these apples, then you and I will still each have one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea, and we exchange these ideas, then each of us will have two ideas. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the airplane, the pessimist the parachute. When a man wants to murder a tiger, he calls it sport. When a tiger wants to murder him, he calls it ferocity. The only man who behaved sensibly was my tailor. He took my measure anew every time he saw me, whilst all the rest went on with their old measurements and expected them to fit me. The man who writes about himself in his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. The fact that a believer is happier than a skeptic is no more to the point than the fact that a drunken man is happier than a sober one. The happiness of credulity is a cheap and dangerous quality of happiness, and by no means a necessity of life. Life does not cease to be funny when people die any more than it ceases to be serious when people laugh. A photographer is like a cod, which produces 1,000,000 eggs in order that one may reach maturity. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last, you create what you will. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I have got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations.